Our men and women in blue have many talents. They include keeping our community safe, having empathy, and reacting quickly in dangerous situations. Another one of their pursuits doesn't take place during a high-speed car chase, but in their art.
Their art, whether it's through paintings or photography or sculptures, mosaics, art has helped them creatively express themselves and process the traumatic experiences they've endured on the job. But for the first time ever, the expressionism and creativity of law enforcement officers across the country are being put on display through a nationally recognized exhibit. Now, one of those artists is with us this afternoon. He's proudly featured as well. His name is Corporal David Wynn, Public Affairs Officer with the Delaware State Police. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'll be honest, this is the first time I've heard about it. I guess this is the first time it's happening. Tell us about this exhibit.
Well, it's actually the first time it occurred. It's the first exhibit that they have at the National Law Enforcement Museum.
Yeah, and what is it? What would we see?
Well, there will be an exclusive exhibit for current and retired law enforcement officers throughout the nation.
Okay, and the topics of their art are?
The exhibit is called Officers as Artists.
Okay.
And the creative expressions of those who serve.
So it's their topics are anything and everything.
Pretty much anything and everything. Just how it's an integral part of our lives.
Okay.
So we you can't really separate between, you know, a police officer and your neighbor or your brothers and sisters. So it's just part of us.
Wow.
Gotcha.
How did you react when you found out that your artwork was going to be featured?
I was very surprised, and you know, I was humble and I was honored to be able to kind of showcase some of the things that we're able to do, and kind of showing that we're human. Sometimes we forget that you can see a police officer or a trooper.
Right.
You kind of was very stern personality, and you have to hold that level of professionalism. But in the end, when we take the shirt off, or we take the vest off, we're just a father, a brother, and you know, a neighbor, just like anybody else.
There's still a real person behind that.
Absolutely.
So, can you tell us about your piece? What you've got on exhibit?
So the piece is really, it's got some significance to me personally. When I photographed this image, it was in 2019, and about a month prior to this image being done, my classmate, who's my shift mate also, and I were on a bridge doing an investigation, and our vehicles were struck. So we were injured on the line of duty.
Oh my.
So it had a lot of impact because, you know, a month after that, I was doing the recovery process, and my daughter happened to run out and play after a rainstorm. And we're out there and we're playing, and I just you know, I'm gonna go inside and grab my camera. And I came out and I grabbed a ton of shots, just watching her splashing, jumping into puddles in our driveway. And it kind of puts you in a perspective, because when we put this uniform on every day and we leave, we say goodbye to our family, there's a chance that we won't come home. That could happen that morning.
Yeah.
And it kind of left a pretty impact on myself, my shift mate, and our families. It's a long-lasting impact. So it reminded me to appreciate what we have, you know, those fleeting moments, and thankful for the blessings we have every day.
Enjoy the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of explained this really already, but what was the creative process behind it? You got out there with your camera, you're taking those shots of her.
I was kind of playing with her as well, so I was enjoying, you know, the puddles and splashing and encouraging. She was 2 years old at the time.
Oh.
And you know, just trying to grab some of those shots in the moment. And when she was looking down at that reflection, you kind of the message is us reflecting, right? I'm reflecting on that moment. There's a chance when that happened, I could not have seen that at all.
Right.
You know, if we didn't come home that day, there was a whole different story at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, if there's anything after that.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so are tickets still available to the exhibit?
I believe they are free of charge.
Oh,
so
that makes them available.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, can you give us the wheres and the whens of the exhibit?
The exhibit is going to be at the National Law Enforcement Museum in D.C.
Okay.
And it starts on the 28th of this month.
Okay.
And I think it goes into the end of August of next year. So it'll be there for a year.
Great. Yeah. Wonderful. Corporal David Wynn, thank you again for everything that you do. Please be safe. Anybody that has to put a bulletproof vest on to go to work in the morning.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for everything, and thank you for your artwork as well.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.